This feller sitting down on the ground right here and writhing in pain, that's my brother Keith. Over here, that's his brand new scoot he just bought. This is his first ride. These are his skid marks where he had to lay her down when this telephone pole right here jumped out in front of him. Then come all these rescue fellers, try to make him feel a little bit better. They couldn't do it, so they drove him on to the hospital, got him some x-rays, got him all taped up, put some tubes in his lung to let all the air out. But now we're going to try to find out how somebody could crash this perfectly good motorcycle on a perfectly good road on a perfectly good weather day. While this is a serious topic and I want to cover this topic and this incident thoroughly, I thought I would throw in some levity at the beginning. There's no reason we can't have fun with this. My brother's okay with it. And this is the turn in question coming up. We were probably doing 35-40 till we got to this turn. I think I probably dropped down to about 30. Hit the turn signal right here, which may have contributed. And I'm turning right here, and my brother is behind me. And as I roll into the turn, I hear a barking of the tire, not so much a screech, but more of a chirp or a bark, as in he locked the rear up as he rolled off into the grass here. And if you look closely, you can see the skid marks heading directly towards that telephone pole. And as I do another drive-by of this 25-mile-an-hour turn, he was probably doing 35, which was a little bit excessive, but easily accomplished. So this next few clips is a recreation of what happened. Here he is coming into the turn on the inside of the turn, and he panics right about here after he sees me or the telephone pole, locks the brakes up, and continues to skid off into the grass where a handful of brakes is going to put you on your face, and that's exactly what happened. Since I could not find any decent crash videos on YouTube to demonstrate the point I'm trying to make here, I had to go out into a hot parking lot today where it's 93 degrees. Things I do for YouTube. What thanks do I get? $37 a month. So I threw a few cones out in the parking lot to demonstrate turning without braking, that's what it's supposed to look like, and then with a little bit of skidding, you lose your steering. It's just no doubt about it. You can't steer with your rear wheel locked up. You might as well throw your arms up in the air like you don't care. But we all know that you care, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. So the bottom line is, don't lock your brakes up. Don't lose control of your motorcycle by giving it too much brake. It's really hard to recover from. And here's a really good example. In this situation, I lock the brakes up before I start the turn and then try to snatch the bars into the direction of the turn. It's just too late. Now, to further illustrate the dynamics of rear wheel lock and turning is Travis Pastrana. Now, when you lock up your rear wheel, all you can do is try to stay upright, and that's what I'm demonstrating here, or at least Travis is. When you lose traction on your rear wheel, you lose your ability to turn. You have to compensate, like these guys. Even professional riders can miss the turn when they lose their rear wheel. Now, these are not braking incidents, but they're the same concept. You have to have two wheels to steer a motorcycle. And if one of them's locked up, you only have one. And one final note, braking hard in a corner with the front brakes actually unloads the rear suspension and makes the rear brakes easier to lock up since there's less weight on the tire. Your rear brakes typically only do 30% of the braking anyway. Imagine them doing less than 5% of the braking if the tire is in the air. Just imagine. Something to think about. And that's it. I just wanted to explore the concept. I know it probably seems like common sense, but it's something you really don't think about, how important it is not to lock up any of your tires while riding, and don't underestimate the power of your rear tire and over braking in the rear. Well, hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Let me know if you have questions or if I got something wrong. Sometimes I misspeak and I may not actually understand what the hell I'm talking about. So let me know if you disagree. I would like to continue the conversation, and hopefully I can make more of these and have a return of Travis Pastrana in the future. Let me know what you think. Do your dance, do your dance.